So my first question, Smile 2 is your second foray into the horror genre, and I know that you're not a horror fan. Neither is my dad, but I took him to see this movie and he loved it. So
You did
what do he did, and I was shocked because it's quite gory. And
very
so,
gory.
yeah. But he was like, you know what? Horror movies can do more than just gore. And I was like, you're right, Dad, they can.
Yeah.
Um, so what is it about Smile 2? I guess I kind of hinted at it, but what is it about this underlying story and the themes of Smile 2 that is compelling to those who don't normally seek out this genre?
Yeah. I kind of liked that in its own right, there was like a real story in place about, a person who had fallen once before and was trying to get back up. And then for me, with the role of Elizabeth, I was curious about that intersection of like money and family and like like, do I really care about my daughter's well-being? And then I just keep pushing her. Like, I thought there were dynamics to play with. And I think, again, like when I say I'm not a fan of horror, I just mean I find the gore hard to take in. But I like how operatic horror is. Like, I like how far you can go. I like that you can't get it wrong in terms of emotion. Like
Hmm.
when you think, like, Naomi in this movie, she can't be scared enough. You know what I mean? And that's a really fun thing to play. The size of it is really fun for actors. And I think the audience likes those big swings too.
Yeah. Yeah, in another interview, you mentioned that the main job of an actor in a horror movie is to serve the audience. And so I was kind of curious if you could elaborate a little bit on what that means and then what the role you would say of an actor is in like a drama or a comedy.
I wonder what I did mean by that. I mean, when you say it back to me, I think like there's an experience I think that a horror fan is seeking. Like they want to go on a ride, almost like a theme park ride or something. Like the jump scares are really fun. Like I love digging my nails into somebody next to me and be like, are we going to be okay? I don't like that the fans close are on the floor of her apartment. I'm not okay with this. Why did we come here? What have we done? Like I think so we have a responsibility not to like in a drama or anything else, I think, or for me, I'm always seeking like, what's the truest way I can do this? How can I
Mhm.
do this without extra? Like, I don't want to be doing things. I want the scene to be doing me, just like kind of propelling me toward truth. And in horror, sometimes the truest thing isn't registering. Sometimes you have to turn the volume up or turn it down or change your breathing, which is a little bit more technical.
Mhm.
And sometimes you
And
have really technical things in drama or comedy. In comedy, for sure. Yeah.
yeah. And you get going a little bit into spoiler territory, you get quite the gruesome experience later on in the film. Is that the first time that you've had a scene like that? And what was that day like on set?
I think that's why I wanted to do it. I mean, I don't want my small children to ever see me in this movie, but I did want to be like, what's it like to like do that? It was the first day of shooting,
Mm.
which I think was good because nerves are always up. So to do that big kind of mother-daughter, I've sacrificed everything for you scene, you're all juiced up in a good way. The blood and the wetness and the coldness in your underwear and in your bra was not my favorite. And I kind of chose to spend those 2 days like on the floor with a hot water bottle on my belly because getting up just felt so bad, like going, like the, and then also the reaction to the crew, like they would see you and people would like gasp, 'cause I had this taped eye. It all just felt wrong. So I kind of just chose to just lay with my eyes closed like a vampire in a coffin and then be like, you ready for me? Okay, let's do it. Okay, and now let me go back to sleep. Yeah.
That the cold and wet just sounds unfortunately like a winter day in Pittsburgh where I live, but
Yeah. If
yeah.
somebody chocolate syrup in your clothes. Yeah.
Not fun. In that same scene though, you get to do like the famous over the top smile. And I was curious, did that just like crazy smile and that was it? Or was there like more workshopping that you did with Parker and did he have an idea of what was going into it?
We didn't even call it workshopping, even though I love that word. It's more like hit that note, hit it less hard. Okay, just a tiny bit more paint with just a teeny bit of it. Like it is so to the turn up a little bit, smile more at the corner. Like none of us know what the smile is, but he knows. And usually I think Lucas was, I think a lot of people like you do it right into the lens. So it's this weird experience of like almost looking in a mirror because you could see yourself and he's yelling out to you. And then, of course, you do some organically, like where you do the whole scene and then you do it. And then he'll be like, okay, can we keep going? But it's very technical.
And was that like, because I mean, smiling, it's quite draining when you have to like smile with people that you don't want to. Did you find that more physically demanding than other parts of the film?
Lucas Gage said to me, he's like, that was the hardest thing I've ever had to do. I don't know if it's the hardest thing I ever had to do, but you know that feeling, right? When you're like, take the picture already. Like you're starting to shake. It's just like athletically, face athletics. It was not super easy.
Well, thank you so much for your time. I really love the movie.
Thank you so much, Tina. It was really nice to talk to you.
You too.